Hello, everyone. My name is Jose, and my intention is to take a couple of minutes to introduce this topic about adverse child experiences, or ACEs, and emotional dysregulation in adolescents from 13 to 18 years. The, the main topic will be explaining and understanding the impact, mechanism, and pathway to healing for those children affected by ACEs. My name is Jose Zapata, and I'm an MD student in Kairos University. The main issues about this topic will be defining the purpose, which is to educate adolescent, caregivers or parents, and any other professional clinicians in how early adversity shapes emotional regulation. The first question is, what are ACEs? Definition of ACEs. ACEs are potential traumatic events occurring before age of 18. And the categories include abuse, which could be emotional, physical, sexual. Neglect could be emotional, physical. Household dysfunction, like domestic violence, substance use, mental illness, incarceration, or separation. ACEs are common and impact development of the children. And it's important to see ACEs are not the destiny like they sounds to be in our mind and our anxious feeling. They are risk factors that can be mitigated with proper resources and therapeutic application. What is the prevalence of ACEs in youth? Over 60% of adolescents report at least one ACE. About one in six report four or more, and higher ACE exposure is linked to increased emotional and behavioral difficulties. Prevalence varies by community, socioeconomic stress, and access to support, affecting specifically those minority and underserved population. The prevalence also can be a help to open the conversation, to normalize the conversation among us about ACEs, and also can be a extra mile to reduce stigma in our family and community. ACEs affect, how ACEs affect the developing brain? Usually, we can say that chronic stress activates the fight-flight freeze system, which can affect three important structures of the brain. First, the first line of defense, amygdala, heightening threat sensitivity. Second, the prefrontal cortex, reduce impulse control and planning, or hippocampus, which affecting specifically memory and learning, bringing a lot of distortion in memory and learning. At the end, those brain structure affected could lead to difficulty regulating emotions. And but everything is not a bad thing, because even the traumatic event change the function, change the pattern, change even physical change in the brain. But we are blessed, we hope, because the brain has a plasticity, neuroplasticity, which is the possibility to recover, to shape, to be flexible for healing and resilience. Emotional dysregulation in adolescence, it sometimes could be difficulty identifying, expressing, or managing emotions. By any stage of life, children, young adults, elders, emotional dysregulation is difficult sometimes, but that is key in the life and performance of adolescents who are getting into connection with people outside home, outside the family, and connecting to directly to society. The common signs that we can see is intense emotional reaction. We sometimes with minor events, impulsivity or shooting down. And we can see also the mood swings, sometimes from extreme to extreme, or avoidance or withdrawal. Often misunderstood, this kind of avoidance spirit could be misunderstood like an attitude rather than a trauma response. This is very important, and I will emphasize this today. I will make an emphasis. Reframed behavior are not a problem. They are just ways to adaptative ways that our brain and our body connected are doing, trying to protect the victim, trying to protect the child affected. It's not the person is broken. It's not a character flaw. It's not a problem, a character problem. It's response, adaptation to the trauma itself. Axes are emotion and emotional dysregulation. What is the link? How they are connected one another, how they interact, how one affect another, or how other affect the first. ACEs disrupt the normal strength response system, bringing in adolescents overreacting to minor stressors, and also bringing a lot of struggle with trust and safety. They brought also experiencing anxiety, anger, numbness, and emotional dysregulation becomes a survival strategy. It's the way the coping mechanism protecting ourselves. Emotional dysregulation is not a problem. It's a way to protection. So it's important then to understand there is a connection between the trauma exposure and the emotional patterns that our brain and our body create to make an adaptation to the problem. Behavior manifestation in teens. We can see a different manifestation depending how hard, how deep, how long, and any other kind of vulnerability around the family system of the children exposed to adverse childhood experiences. The main topic that we can see this is the risk-taking behavior, like substance abuse disorder, aggressive behavior, violence, academic difficulties, or school performance downward, social withdrawal or conflict, self-criticism, shame, or perfectionism as a way to cover what happened, how I feel, and how I interpreting reality around myself. And also, it's not just in the inner being, could be expressed in our body. And then we call somatic symptoms like headaches and a lot of problem in our body, specifically stomach ache, headache, and other things. This is very the connection between the how the trauma affects us and what kind of behavior we are trying to express that something happened outside. What is the problem? Is the behavior manifestation problem? It's not the problem. We emphasize that that kind of behavior is a way to communicate. It's a communication that the one child is saying with behavior, with body and behavior, that there is a unmet emotional need inside. That something is not working good inside. It's yelling out for help or trying to communicate that missed, something is missed inside. Protective factors and resilience. There is something good, even from the bad things that happen. And also, we can see that no matter how deep we are being hurt, always there is a space for hope. There's a room for resilience, for healing. And we are seeing the protective factors and resilience. In those, we can see support giver or mentor, a stable routine in safe environments, positive peer relationships, access to therapy and psychoeducation, skill training like mindfulness, grounding, emotional labeling that belong to the DBT techniques. And this is highlighting the importance of creating or build a layer of resilience. Resilience is not inherited. We are not born with resilience. Resilience is learning, it's training, it's creating a new pattern in our brain to move forward. Finally, I wanna say some key takeaways like ACEs are common and significantly impact adolescent emotional development. Emotional dysregulation is a normal response to enormous stress. Healing is possible through supportive relationships and evidence-based care. And early interventions improve long-term outcomes. The earlier, the better. I want to end this presentation with hope. Stemming empowerment for those people who are being hurt. It's an invitation to look for, to seek for, to move forward, asking for help timely, and let those resources available to give you the opportunity for healing. And we have a lot of resources available in our community and a lot of social programs around. With evidence-based intervention like trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, TBT skill for emotional regulation, mindfulness-based intervention, family therapy to strengthen the support system around us, a school-based mental health program available in our community, and those describe briefly how we have a lot of resources available for healing and hope. Thank you for your time and have a blessed day.